What is up tonight, YouTube? So tonight we are talking about a topic I've been meaning to touch on again. I've talked about it in the past, but I've been putting it off because I kind of don't like doing talking videos. But something recently happened that made me want to talk about this even more. So the beginning of this is how YouTube saved my skating, and then later on how YouTube also affects the rest of my life. So I have been skating for over 10 years at this point. I started when I was 14 years old, and I'm almost 25 now. So it's been a long, long time since I've been doing this. But the senior year, after I graduated high school, that summer, my mother hid my board on me. It was a weird time in my life, and my mother literally hid my skateboard on me. And since I was putting all the money I could away for college, I really didn't have the money to go out and buy another one. So there was this 3.5 month span, and my mother told me that I'd get it back when I got to college, where I just wasn't allowed to skate. So I did research. I found out there was a skate park near the college, and I was so pumped to want to go and do this. Um, then my first day at college, I ran off and I skated in that, and ran to the skate park, and it's all transition. 100% of it's transition. And at this point in my skating, I honestly was really only skating very, very small banks, maybe a curb, and that's about the extent. The rest was flat ground. I wasn't really good at skating at that time. I could only do, I think it was 15 tricks total, and I really hadn't gotten extremely creative with my skating yet or pushed street that hard. Just because the friends I skated with pretty much only could ollie, so I never really got to learn more than some basic tricks off of them. Then I ended up meeting Austin, and he really wanted to start skating with me. So we set him up a board, we started skating, and having a ton of fun together. And I was able to quickly, he adapted to the level I was at, but that immediately meant I needed to push myself even further. So then I started showing him YouTube videos of Sam Tabor, Andy Schrock, and things like that, and telling him that when I was a young kid, years prior, I really, really wanted to start doing YouTube, but never had the ability to do it. None of my friends wanted to put money with me and get a camera. And at this now point in my life, cell phones had good cameras on them. So at first, the first few videos we did on his phone, then my wife allowed me to borrow her camera, and we pretty much just started going at it, knowing nothing about it. So like my first video is probably the worst video ever in existence. It was like a 2 minute introduction. I didn't understand how to make videos full screen. They were all not how to make them widescreen. They were all full screen, so they were terrible. But we were doing it, and pretty much at this point, right before we started skating together, me and Austin started filming, I had taken a 3 month break, like I said, and getting back into skating, it just didn't thrill me like it used to. So I was actually contemplating quitting because I just didn't want to do it. And if it wasn't for Austin, if it wasn't for him convincing me to do YouTube, I probably would have quit long ago. So now I force myself to go out and skate. And a lot of people say that they hate that in YouTube. They hate that they have to go out and skate. Like it's a have to, not a want to. But for me, my life is so busy and so compact, and I have so little time, and I'm literally planning out every second of my day, trying to fit in absolutely everything I can. Forcing myself to go out and skate is kind of the only way I do it. Um, so YouTube really did save my skating, and it makes it all worth it when one of you guys comments and just says, "Hey, awesome video, man." And it doesn't matter if it's one person, 10 people, 100 people, it always just makes me feel like I'm actually achieving something. So I absolutely love skateboarding. I live for it. I study it. I live for filming. I've been doing it over 10 years. Even before YouTube, I had little point and shoot cameras. I used to film my friends and have a ton of fun with that. I hate editing. I'll say that. I absolutely hate editing, which let me explain why I edit the videos the way I do. So I like different videos for different things. When I was younger, I really liked barracks videos that were straight to the point. Here's your skateboarding. Have a great day. Same thing with video parts and that. Where later on I started to get into like Andy Schrock and that, where there was the more comedy aspect, more entertainment to it. And I had to find my groove in that. So some of my videos have more talking, where others have a little more comedy to them. I used to do skits. It's been a long, long time since I've done a skit. And now I've kind of gotten to the point where my channel has always been about progression. I never have said I'm a good skater, but I do push myself to my limits every time I get the chance to, and always try to learn something new. So, due to my work schedule, I can't learn a trick a day, but I can learn a trick a week, and that's what I like to do. So, I make the videos specifically showing you guys that I can learn a trick almost every single week instead of just repeating the same things over and over again. Now, my warm ups are usually repeats, but the tricks themselves are not. Now, why the same music? Well, I used to spend hours a week when I had more time before I started doing the woodworking and that, where I would pop on my laptop, go to YouTube, find non-copywritten sounds, and go through and like download every month 20 or 30 songs, and then I would use them for 1 to 2 months before I delete them and then find 10 to 20 more. And I just kept doing that and doing that and doing that. But that meant I had to sit there for a couple hours and listen to hundreds of songs until I finally realized a lot of YouTubers use the same songs over and over again. Like Ryan Brackett always uses the same goofy music. So I kind of just decided, well, hey, if everyone else gets to do it, why shouldn't I get to do it? So I just picked, it's literally called Easy Time Dark Beats, and that's the music that plays in almost all of my videos. And that was the only one, there's like 2 or 3 non-copywritten sounds or songs on my phone. So that's one of the ones on my phone. So I use that for my normal videos. And then if I film a video I really want to come out a little bit better, well, then I'll use one of those other 2 songs. But why the outro picture? Why is it a clickable thing? Originally, when I started YouTube, I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to make cards and how to do stuff like that. So I just made a Photoshop image in that because I'm not an editor. Everything I learned by myself. So I just threw the image together, threw it up there, and now it kind of became like a staple of me, something that I do. I don't want to force you guys to watch my videos. I want you guys to watch them because you might have thought the title was interesting, or the thumbnail was pretty cool, or you wanted to learn something. Not because you walked away from your computer and it's just doing an auto playthrough. But that's why I added them the way I added them. Now, where does YouTube ruin the rest of my life? In a sense, I don't want to say ruins it, but affects it. So how does YouTube affect the rest of my life? Well, I try my best to stay ahead of videos, but due to home projects, the woodworking orders, plus work and all that kind of stuff, I've kind of been filming these the day before or the day of, which means I have to film, edit, and post all the same day. And that does become a little tough. That's why my edits have been getting later and later at night. Now this one, my wife went to bed early. That's why I'm battling the sensor light on my porch. But I at least get to edit this one tonight and have it ready, and we'll see if it gets up a little earlier. But I'm getting off topic. Pretty much the way it affects my life is if someone asks me to do something, I have to make sure my videos are prepared. So last weekend, I got invited after work on Saturday to go to the bar next door to us. Now, I don't go to bars. I haven't stepped foot in a bar in over a year, and that was to watch a football game with my father. I haven't legitimately ever gone to a bar to have an alcoholic drink in my entire life. That is 100% the truth. So I got invited to go celebrate a coworker's birthday, and I was very hesitant at first, but they were able to convince me, and I went over and I had one drink. I do not drink pretty much at all, but I'm not against it. So I had one drink with them, and it was 4 of us from the shop, and honestly, I can't remember the last time I had so much fun just hanging out with guys, and that's where YouTube has kind of ruined that for me. It kind of forced me to become an introvert because my videos have become important to me. So they have to get done before I can do anything else. So I will work twice as hard. So this weekend, Friday, I have to film both videos, Saturday and Sunday's video, on Friday. Otherwise, I will not have time to do them. Because Saturday, I'm hosting a big cookout at my house for my coworkers. And I'm actually really excited about that. It's sad to say, but as you become an adult, you lose most of your friends. And if you don't, good for you. That's amazing. So at this point, I have three friends, not considering these new work friends, but 3 total friends. That is it. That is not family. That is just legitimate friends. One is a full-time fireman. One works 60 hours in a semi garage, and the other one, Austin, you guys know Austin, you know my goddaughters, his daughters. Well, he lives an hour away. So being an adult sucks. But you guys keep me sane, and I'm gonna push myself to try to be a little bit more social, a little bit more outgoing, instead of talking to my phone all the time. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you have any questions, if you're interested in getting started in YouTube, if you guys want to know anything about what I do here, drop a comment below, ask away. If you guys have video recommendations, if you want trick tips, let me know. And as always, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hate the stupid censor light. Have a great day, guys. This is what my week has consisted of. My largest order yet.